Glad you could join me today. Today I thought we'd do a nice, beautiful little winter scene that's sort of warm and has a beautiful little glow in it. I think it'll make you happy. So let's have them start off and run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting, and they'll come across in the same order as I have them on my palette. Now I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of the liquid white. It's wet and slick. It's all ready to go. Let's have some fun. Start today with a little 1-inch brush. Go into a little bit of cad yellow and the tiniest little amount of the bright red. Tiny little amount. Can't say that enough. Just work a little bit into the bristles. Let's go right up here. I'm going to have a sun in this painting, so we'll have the sun right about there. And we start off just making a little circle. That's all you got to do. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to wash the brush. And we wash our brushes in odorless thinner. Just beat the devil out of it. Okay, now then, I'm going to go into titanium white. And we'll come right down here and get a little touch of alizarin crimson. Just like so. Okay, now let's go right up in here and we'll work this in using little crisscross strokes, little X's. Now if you'll use these little crisscross strokes rather than drawing a big circle, it's much easier to blend all these colors together. I'd really recommend you use these little strokes. Okay, like so. Maybe I'll add the least little touch of crimson here and make it a little bit brighter so you can see it better on your set. Sometimes some of these colors are so soft it's hard to see. And we'll bring it right on out like that. Normally when we're doing these paintings for television, we paint a little brighter than we would at home. So when you're painting at home, you paint any way that makes you happy. Bring it right on down like that. Okay, I'm going to go to a 2-inch brush. It's a little bit faster now. Go right into the crimson, tiniest little bit. Tiniest little bit. And then I'm going to add just a small amount of the dark sienna to the crimson. Make a very warm brown. Okay, let's go back up here. Now, very lightly, right around here, still making the little crisscross strokes. Very soft, quiet, gentle little sky, but very effective. Very effective. This is the type of painting that people put in their living rooms to just make it look warm. They're good sellers if you're interested in selling paintings. So many people write and tell me that they're selling paintings and they never even believe they could paint. Boy, that really makes me happy when people write and tell me that. And it's not the money. The money is not important. It's what it does to your ego and inside here. Because if somebody's willing to pay you for something you painted with your hand, then makes you want to go home and paint 10 more paintings. That's what's important. It's not the money. Going right into Van Dyke Brown. Sometimes I talk too much. I have to hush, get excited. Van Dyke Brown, still making a little crisscross. Now this is mixing with the liquid white, and all of these beautiful little things just happen. Okay, a little bit more of the brown, and right there, right there. Look at that. Well, it looks just like an egg I cooked this morning. Bad news. I'm not much of a cook. I'll just lay a little tiny bit of this brownish color down in here. And without even cleaning the brush, the least little touch of phthalo blue. Tiniest little amount, okay? And we'll just lay a little bit of that, just here and there. Just here and there. And you can add a little alizarin crimson. I'm just putting some colors down here. Don't worry about blending them together or mixing them at this point. All right, let's lay that brush down. And I have several of these 2-inch brushes going. And I'm going to go right up here and begin blending, still using the little crisscross strokes. And you really want to blend this out. Just blend it, blend it, blend it. Working outward. You don't want to bring the dark color in toward the center. Blend it outward. There. And you want to blend this till you can't tell where one color stops and the next one starts. Very soft and very gentle. And then very lightly, just take out the brush strokes. And if you happen to get a hair on your canvas like I did there, just take the corner of the brush and pop it off. That's all there is to it. Now then, let's have some fun. We'll put a sun up in here. And for that, I'm going to use my finger. Let's go right here. Take a little white, and I'm just going to rub it right in. Just make a little circle. Sun looks a little better if it's round. Them square suns sort of bother you. There you go. See? And you just push that right in there and make a little circle. Now, if you tried blending that, it would smear. So take your knife, come right up here and watch. Take your knife and just go, whoop, take it right off. The value, or the color, remains in the canvas. Now you can come along here and see, you can blend that. Isn't that easy? That easy. You have a happy little sun. All right. And that completes our sky. Now we can have some fun and begin painting. Now you have to make a decision here. Okay, I'm going to use the round brush. Go into Van Dyke Brown, little dark sienna, and I'm just going to mix them on the brush. Just tap it. See, just tap. There we go. Let's go right up here. Maybe there's a happy little tree that lives right here. And then we'll start at the base of this tree and work upwards. So automatically it's going to mix with the liquid white, and it's going to be darker at the bottom than it is on the top. And you have your shadows without even trying. Darker, darker, darker down toward the bottom. There we go. Maybe there's a happy little tree or bush that lives there. Begin thinking about the lay of the land, or the way the ground flows. I'm going to have a little hill here, so that's what I'm going to begin working on. We're not worried a great deal about detail at this point, but all we're interested in is the general lay of the land. Oh, there's another one. See, just let these little things just sort of fall out of your brush. They live in there. Sometimes you have to tap them out a little bit, but they live in there. There we go. And we'll pull a little bit of that color down, just the bottom, because that'll end up being our shadows in the snow. See, use all these things. Well, you got this little dark color on the brush, you can use it. Now then, I'm going to put a little bit of the liquid black out here on my palette. Take my liner brush, add a little paint thinner, and then work that brush in there and turn it, bring it to a super sharp point. Look at that, very sharp, all right? Now then, in here, put just the indication of a few little trunks, little stems, whatever you want to call them, limbs, arms, whatever. Okay, now, one of the questions I get asked a great deal is, do you pull it down or do you go up? It doesn't matter. Try it both ways. And most people will find it works better one way than it does the other. Now normally I pull down because it's easier for you to see it that way. When I'm painting at home, a lot of times I'll pull up. I don't think there's any rule. You just sort of practice and find which way works for you. There, we try to show you as many ways as possible and then turn you loose on the world. Okay, now then I'm going to take the old round brush and dip it right into a little touch of the liquid white, just a little touch. I'm going to add the least little touch of the bright red here, the tiniest little bit. Tap that brush, tap it, tap it, tap it. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, let's put some beautiful little highlights up here on these trees. Just use just the top corner of the brush and begin tapping. See there? But think about shapes in here. Don't just throw this on at random. Leave some of those nice dark areas in here. See the patterns? That's what gives your tree shape and form. Now if you have trouble making it stick, add a little bit more of the liquid white to it. I'm going to put a little more red in there. I want it to stand out a little. Oh, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. You can see that much better, I think. Okay, and just go right along here. And make some decisions. How many trees, how many bushes? Oops, there's one right there. See, layer them. That creates depth. This is where the little bunny rabbit hides, is behind that bush. And then up here, all winter long, the little tree urchin stays. Now I bet you wonder what a tree urchin is. That's what I call a little squirrel. I have a big walnut tree in my yard, and the little squirrels come and they eat the walnuts. And we have little power struggles over who's going to get the walnuts, me or the squirrel. Guess who wins? The squirrel's got a nest full of nuts, and I have none. Just go right up here. There. I got one of them little rascals that decided he liked my garage better than he did out there in the cold. He moved into my garage. Can't get that little devil out. So I put some mothballs in his nest. Whew, now it stinks. There. Now, once again, while I have this on my brush, I'm going to begin pulling in some basic shapes, and I'm not worried at this point about much of anything except the lay of the land. Just pull it in. There we go, just like so. All right. Now then, we can take the old fan brush with a little white on it, and we can begin working on some nice shapes and stuff here. This is where, again, laying in the snow. And you can go into a tiny little bit of the phthalo blue and add shadows. And it doesn't matter. In fact, it's desirable if you pick up a little bit of this brown and begin working it in here. There we go. Always, always paying attention to the lay of the land. And think where the light would hit. Snow is very really smooth. It has little bumps because there's rocks and stones and all kinds of little happy things that are underneath the snow. You may not see them, but they cause bumps in the snow. Okay, maybe, tell you what, let's go right here and push in. There. There's a happy little grassy area that just runs right down the hill. See there? You just make all kinds of little things happen here. All right. I like to do these little winter scenes. They're a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And they're easy. Make you happy. Okay, tell you what. Maybe years ago, an old trapper, maybe he built him a little house right there. So I'll take some of the Van Dyke brown, cut across, and get a little roll of paint on my knife. There you can see, right out on the edge is most important. It's right out on the edge of the knife. Let's go up here. Okay, maybe the little house does now, right there. There it is. See, paint that little back eave first. I'll tell you what, we'll put a front on him. A little front on the other side. See, just sort of, in your mind, think what a house looks like. And he needs a little side over here, too. More. All right, now then, take a little white and a little brown. Pull it out very flat, get us a little roll of paint, and let's put at least a little touch of highlight on there. Barely touching. Just caress the canvas. Okay, now, see, we can see that the light's coming from here. So this side's going to be brighter. This one over here, this one's going to be almost dark. Almost pure brown. Don't worry about too much color over on that side. Boy, that the guy that lives in there is freezing because there is no roof on his house. Let's give him a roof. Let's give him a roof. There we go. Just that easy. Now he's got a half a roof. Let's feel sorry for him and give him the other half. Don't want him to freeze. Okay, a little snow on the other side. Just sort of bring all that together. Isn't that easy? We got a little cabin. Need a door. Don't want him to get locked in there and can't get out all winter. There, you got a little door. Take a little white. Go around the edges. There, make that rascal stand out. I'm going to take the small knife now. We'll put a little window right there. Just a little blue and white. just to give the indication of a happy little window. Like that. Okay, on a chimney, we'll use the small edge of the small knife again. Put a little chimney, take a little, tiniest little touch of the bright red. Excuse my arm there. Maybe he don't have his fireplace lit. A little snow laying up here on his chimney. There we go. That easy. I'll tell you what. Take a little bit of the liquid black. Maybe there's what remains of an old fence. And it went right on off. Here, this is just straight liquid black. There it goes. There. And there's a few old rails left on it. Right on off into the distance. Isn't that neat? Doop, 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 doop. There it went. Now, wash the brush. I'll take a little bit of the liquid white. Oh, look at there. A little snow laying up here on this fence. And a little up here on top. There. See? And you can just make all kinds of little things. All right. Now we can take the fan brush and grab just a touch of that and blend it in. All right. Now we can fix up the foot of this cabin. Take and work on your perspective. Look at there. You can just cut it right off wherever you want it. Wherever you want it. Take a little white, a little touch of blue into it. We come right along here and there's a big old bunch of snow laying right along in there. Maybe even create the illusion that he's been walking right here. I'm just using a little tiny bit of phthalo blue and white. And we go back to our pinker colors. It's got a little pink in there. And begin building all this in. See, still paying very close attention to the lay of the land. It's most important that you always keep in mind the way you want this land to flow. If you don't, it'll get away from you. Run right out of your painting. Pretty soon you'll have land going in every which direction. So pay attention to that. It's important. It's the little details that make your paintings better, make you happier. And when you get done with your painting, it's nice to step back and look at it and feel good about it. You want to feel good about it. There, just put that right back in. See? Better get a little larger down here because perspective-wise, it's getting closer to you. All right. All right, we've about got one side done here. Isn't it fun? There. Okay, let's get serious. Let's get serious. Find my round brush here. Let's put something over here on the other side and have some fun. Back into my dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, tap that old brush in there. So you really beat that son of a gun. This is where you take out all your frustrations. This is better than kicking your dog. Of course, if he's like mine, you kick him, he'll take your leg off. There we go. Right on up there. Work it up. See, once again, we're starting from the bottom and working upward. So it's darker at the bottom than it is on top. Maybe that comes right up into there. I like these very soft earth tones. These browns and stuff. They're so striking, so effective. There we go. Maybe to about right there, right there. Tell you what, let's do. We got this old brush going. It's so much fun. Let's go right over on this side. And maybe right here, I'm just going to push upward. See, just push. Look at all the thousands of little leaves and stuff it makes there. Isn't that easy? See, it looks like old dead bush. There's one right there too. We'll have a couple of these old rascals. Just drop them in wherever you want them. Then you take the old fan brush and go right back in here and begin working some of these out. Create all kinds of pretty things. So you can make the lay of the land go anywhere you want to go. Just wherever. There we go. See, it makes all kinds of little snow drifts up there. There we are. Sometimes it's just so pretty it hurts. Okay. And let's change the flow of the land here. The lay of the land. Watch right here. See? Take it this way and bring it up in here. And automatically grab some of that brown, pull it down in there. Automatically you can change the lay of the land. So now you can see there's a separate entity here. It goes back farther, pushes everything back. There we go. Okay. Now then, let's take, I'll use the old knife here. Let's just put a quick little indication here of a little tree trunk in there. Doop, doop, doop. Just like that. A few little limbs here and there. A little brown and white. A little highlight. Just a tiny touch of highlight. You can take just a pointed knife. Look at there. Scrape through and make all kinds of little doers in there. Little limbs and stems and twigs. And just that easy. Okay. Now then, let's find, there it is, the round brush. Let's have some fun. Let's get crazy here. I'm going to take the bright red, a little yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, but a very small amount. Don't get too wild on this. Very small amount. Okay, let's go right up here. Maybe this tree here has got a little bit of color on it still from fall. Just drop in some happy little things. Once again, worry about patterns, shapes. Think about limbs in there. And I'm just using the very top corner of the brush. Just the very, very top corner. Look at that though. See all them little things? And this creates a little warmth in the painting. Sometimes I paint winter scenes that are so cold. Whew, gosh, you almost have to put on a coat to look at them. These are very warm and very soft, and they go well in people's homes. People like these kind of paintings. These are the type paintings I do for special friends and as gifts for Christmas and birthdays and weddings and all kinds of things like that. You know, that brings up another thing. A lot of people ask us what we do with all these paintings that we do on TV. Most of them are used to go into the books that we do. But all the rest of them, we donate them to PBS stations all around the country and to charity organizations for them to make a happy buck with. So if you would like to have one of the easiest ways to get it is to call your PBS station and say, hey, get one of Bob's paintings for your next auction. And we'll be glad to donate one to him. And it helps everybody out. You get better programming that way in the PBS station. He puts a happy buck in his pocket, and you get a painting. So keep that in mind if you want one. Just let your station know. Just drop in a few little blue and white grassy areas here. All kinds of little things going on in here. All kinds of little things. Now then, I tell you what, let's use the knife. Maybe there's what remains. There is an old fence right here. There's a post. Put one there. Tell you what, three looks better. A little bit of brown and white for some highlight. Doop, doop. There we go. Maybe there's still one old post that's hanging across there. Just like that. That easy. Okay, let's have some fun. Let me get an old fan brush here. Go right into the Van Dyke brown, a little dark sienna. I think, yep, look at there. Big old tree. Big old tree. I put a big tree in a painting one time and a lady screamed at me. Absolutely screamed at me. So if you don't want a big tree in your painting, don't put one in there and then scream at me. This is your world, so you do whatever you want in your painting. Okay, now then I'll take the liner brush, a little bit of liquid black, and we'll just put the indication of a few old limbs here and there. Now, Sometimes I add a little paint thinner to the liquid black to make it really flow easy. Just let it go. Just let it really work right off your brush. Come right on around there. Look at there. See? And have some of these limbs that go up and across the tree. Don't have them all just going out the side. See, and you can put all kinds of little tiny things in there just by stroking the canvas. Can you see that? Just get sort of crazy and let them go. There. Now then, I'm going to take the knife and a little bit of white, a little brown. Let's put a little touch of highlight on this tree. There. Just barely touch. Give it a little pull. Just let the paint grab. This is a thick, thick paint. So it'll grab and hang on. There. Maybe this one comes right down in front. Like that. See there? You can just make all the trees you want in your world. Okay. Now then, take the old fan brush and put a little snow down here on his foots. Gotta take care of his old foots, big foots. Take the liner brush with a little liquid white and just lay on a little highlight here and there to create the illusion of a little snow. And I think with that, we about have a finished painting. So let's take a little bit of the bright red liner brush and we'll sign this one. The old clock on the wall tells me I got to leave you for today, but I'll be back next time. Hope you have your easel set up, a glass of tea, and you're all ready. Until then, happy painting. God bless.